Daylight, my MVVs, welcome.
Now, rumor has it that Yagba was wheeled into the chambers of Ooni of Ife at a very odd hour because she cried and insisted that she wanted to ask the monarch a question. Now, Iya Agba happens to be one of the oldest women who lives in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. They say she had a very great relationship with Olori Naomi when Naomi was in the palace. She's so highly respected. And from the information we have, there are a lot of people who live in the palace of the Ooni of Ife, both young and old. Ooni of Ife Palace is a gated community that is so well populated with a lot of people who are from the royal dynasty. A lot of them were born there and some have grown there. You do know that Ooni of Ife, whether Ojaja the second is no longer the Ooni of Ife, there will be another Ooni of Ife who will still stay in the same palace. Now, that palace is a community property. But the Ojaja II, the present Ooni of Ife, spent so much financial resources to make it what it is right now. Right now, it's so admirable because it is, a work of the taste of the Ojaja II, that is the present Ooni of Ife. Now, this Yagba is said to have lived in that palace that she's over 90 years. Some will tell you she's 100. She's so well respected. She is blind, but she sees more than everyone. People with, eyesight from what we are hearing. And so she sees a lot of things. Now, when Naomi was still in the palace, they say a month before Naomi left, shortly after Oni celebrated his birthday, Yagba had invited Ooni of Ife into her own apartment where she's living with her grandkids. And she said to the Ooni of Ife that his heart will soon be broken, so much that Ooni of Ife should concentrate on the wife, that people are doing a whole lot of things to scatter the relationship. But at that time, things had already gone south. Ooni of Ife was in a place where he thought that he would not be interested anymore, and things went south. So the woman sees very well, and that is why anything that comes from Yagba's mouth is taken seriously. So they said Yagba made a whole lot of fuss the entire night the other day. And why he was making so much fuss was because he needed to see the Ooni of Ife. As a matter of fact, she said she wanted to see Ooni of Ife that night, very late at night. But for those who know the Ooni of Ife is a very busy man. Every day his schedule is filled up to the brim. So when he comes back, he retires back to bed around 1 a.m. People try to allow him catch at least 5 hours sleep before he gets up. So they couldn't bring him to see Yagba. See the Ooni of Ife, even though it is said that the Ooni of Ife had instructed them that whenever Yagba asks to see him, they should allow Yagba to see him. They say very early in the morning, around 5 a.m., they had to wheel Yagba into the Ooni of Ife's chambers. And immediately she got there, she was crying. They said she held the monarch's hand and she was asking the monarch, where are Queen Naomi's friends? Now, the last information we got before this one was that Auntie Blow Blow had removed the frames from the wall, and that it was a whole lot of battles between Auntie Blow Blow and Diola, who was very, very concerned about that the fact that those frames were removed. And they said during the festival, Ooni of Ife got back really, really exhausted. And because he was exhausted, he didn't bother to find out where the friends were. The next day, he became very, very engaged with activities. And the next day again. Now, Yagba has gone now to, ask Ooni of Ife where the friends are. That if anything goes wrong with Olori Naomi, that she would never, ever forgive Ooni of Ife. And because of what Yagba said, all hell was let loose. Everybody realized that there is something that is fishy, something that needs to be taken care of. And so they said they have been running left, right, and center. Kitty kata, trying to get those frames. The last time we checked, they said that it was Auntie Blow Blow that removed the frames from the wall. Now, the thing is that it is one thing for you to want to take down frames because you don't want to see them, because you feel like her frames are not the only frames that should be on that wall, and whatever you feel like, well, you're entitled to feel whatever way you want to feel. Nobody can question that. But it's one thing to take down frames. It's another thing to take them down and keep them where the owners of the frames will get them. But this one, they said 3 frames were taken down and they disappeared into thin air. Where are the frames? Now the question is, where are the frames? And Yagba had gone to warn Kabiesi that if anything goes wrong with Olori Naomi, that she would never, ever, ever forgive Ooni of Ife. At least that is the rumor that we are hearing. Now, it's important to bear in mind that these are alleged information. I do not live in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. Neither am I related to any one of them. I'm just a blogger. When I get information, I bring them back on social media. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, De La Ram. I bring you fresh and spicy gist from the sources still on the royals. How are you guys doing? Happy New Week. We are still celebrating a new week. I know that the week started yesterday. I am praying for you so hard that which you desire so much, God is going to bring it forth to you. I appreciate you guys from the depth of my heart. For all our community members, oh my God, thank you so much. We love you, okay? Della Wright, we love you so much. Thank you for being here, for being so supportive. I appreciate you so much. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Now, they say Yagba is asking only where are the frames. Now, the woman is not just concerned about the fact that some wife who is jealous actually took Naomi's frame. The question is, what is she going to do with the frames, and where are the frames, and where did she take the frames to? Now, Yagba said taking the frame was not just about bringing the frames down, that it was more than that. Bringing the frames down and taking the frames to where it is required, where they are required to have that frame. Ooni of Ife needs to work against time to go and get those frames back. That if anything goes wrong with Olori Naomi, or anything goes wrong with their settlement, that she would never forgive the Ooni of Ife. And then this brings me to the question I want to ask. If everything that we have been hearing on social media is the truth, how is it possible that you take your wife's frame that you spent money to fix in your house, and one of them came, brought it down, and they took it out of your home, and nobody cares apart from Diola, who fought so much and the frame was not returned? What is it that is so difficult for Ooni of Ife to understand that there is something wrong with somebody taking somebody's frame away? It's not just to go and discard it, it's something else. And that was exactly the point that Iya Agba brought before the Ooni of Ife. Now, they said there is a very serious buzz again over these frames, that she needs to go and get the frames back. As in, return it to the owner, return it to the Ooni of Ife. The palace does not belong to her, that she has got no right to take those frames and take them to wherever. The frames are nowhere around the palace. Like if she said she went to go and discard the frames, where did you discard them? Where are the pieces of the frame? If you said you burnt them, where did you burn them? Who saw you? Who helped you? Because those frames are said to be very heavy. She couldn't have carried them alone. People helped her to move them into the car because they said they were big. So where did Auntie Bloblo take this woman's frames to? And what is this all about is a question that everybody is asking. And Yagba is saying to the Ooni of Ife, you need to get those frames back. If you do not get those frames back, if anything goes wrong, I will sure never, ever forgive you. Now, I'm going to bring you more updates. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.